Hi everyone, it's Lavinia and welcome. In today's video, I am participating in a collaboration. This is the hashtag Art Journal Bonus Prompt 2526. This is hosted by Lori June at Sarcastically 60 something. I will link both of these in the description box. So she has various prompts. She just began this open collaboration and challenge. And her first prompt was Zentangle. So I thought I would go ahead and draw this as part of the prompt. This is called Zerfiki by Alina Light. I think there's a little bit of a tangulation here, not necessarily the actual Zentangle, because I saw it from someone else, so I don't know exactly how many swirls you have to put, but I like the way that this turned out, and this is different from the Inktober, and I thought I would go ahead and share how to make this. And I'm using my journal. This I got at Hobby Lobby. It's two-toned, so there's a cream color and a gray tone. So I thought I would use this. And I do want to make it a little bit longer. I had prepared boxes for when I add my tangles in here. This is a string, and I am going to continue the Zentangle in November, December, and beyond. And I'll show you how to do strings as well as other Zentangles. So for this particular video, I am going to be using an ink pen. This is the Artist Loft 0.5. I am going to be using the graphite pencil to shade that in. And since this is on gray tone, I do want to use my white charcoal pencil to give it some highlights. I have here a Jelly Roll pen. This is the 10, but I also have the 8, I think, and the 5, so we'll see what it looks like. I have my tortillon. So this is the side that I use for graphite, and this is the one that I use for the white charcoal. And I have my gum eraser. I don't know that I'll be using this, but let's go ahead and get started. You can make this as long as you'd like, and I guess also depending on the number of swirls that you put in. So let's see. I think this should be probably close enough, but maybe I'll get a little bit closer. Okay, and I also wanted to show you that if you have it on the side, that looks pretty too. Reminds me of waves. This reminds me maybe of a braid with some, not a braid, but like curls with pearls in them, a little bit embellished like that. So first thing I'm going to do, and you don't have to do this if you don't want to, I'm just going to put, more or less a line down. Let's go ahead and move it just a little bit further onto this side. So we have that space. Okay, so I've got my pen, and I'm just going to start with a circle or an orb. Don't worry if it's not a perfect circle, because we're adding to it, so don't worry about that, but just as best of a circle as you can get in there. And then you're just going to come on down and make another circle. You can make this longer, you can make it shorter, and then you're going to make a tethered aura. A tethered aura means that you're still doing that aura, but that it's so it's not an open, it's not, usually when we do the auras, they follow like that, and they're perpendicular, or they follow like that. But a tethered aura means that at 1 or 2 points they connect. So that's what we're going to be doing here. And you can already see these circles, orbs are not the same size, and that's okay. So I'm just coming here and coming down that way. And then maybe from here, again, you can make as many as you'd like, but I'm just going to come around that way. And then again, you can add more as you go along. And then I'm going to, again, come around here, make that S shape, and put in that orb. So pretty much you're just going to continue repeating this. So just connecting like that, and then just coming from the front. Then from here, again, just coming on down and putting in that orb, giving it that aura. Then here at the front, you don't have to put in as many. And just going to, again, come on down. So again, you're just repeating the pattern. And we could probably put in one more. So it's that slight S shape. It's not easy with this here at the side. All right, so we have that. So just to give you a close-up of that. And then the next thing is just from here, you can add some what are called flux shapes. So we're going to put these in. So if these are not as wide, these would probably be a little bit higher, but you can make them longer. So let's say you wanted to start from here and bump that up higher, you can. So let's take a look here and see. So I'm just going to start from here. Just putting in, again, you could start higher if you wanted to, but it's just these little curves. Almost like half teardrop shapes. Okay, and then over here as well. And then you can turn it around and do the same thing. Okay. And so that is pretty much it. And what I'm going to do now, Let's go ahead and add the graphite first. I wonder if I could turn my light on so you could see better. Okay, so that might be better. I'm going to get rid of, first of all, this line in the middle, just in case we don't need that. This gum eraser, I've had it for years, and I just wanted to use it up. Okay, so you decide where it is that you'd like to add that shading effect. So for me, maybe this is in shadow, and this is the top portion. So I'm going to add some graphite here, and maybe in these little areas here where these are tucked behind. This area here. Perhaps here too, depending which way you're looking at it, of course. Okay, so let's go ahead and blend this in first. And we could always add additional ink on top if we need to. Perhaps here. Okay, and then I'm going to grab the white charcoal pencil. Actually, let me put just a little bit more maybe here in these areas. Okay, and definitely would like to have some white highlights here. Perhaps in these areas here. And this is where I might go over with additional black ink as it gets covered by the white charcoal. Just want to add a little bit of white highlight on these areas. And maybe just over here. All right, so I'm going to use now the other side of the tortillon or the blending tool and just blend it in just a little bit. You can also definitely use color pencils and use different colors to color this in. I think that would be pretty too. So let's say you don't have the white charcoal or the gray tone paper. I think this would look really pretty if you use color pencils. All right, so I'm going to go back in with the pen, and around this I think I want to add a little bit more just to give it a little bit more pop to that. And just a little bit more weight, line weight to it, just to show that this is, you know, they're two separate things. Okay, and then maybe over here, separate that. Just a little further. Okay, I think That looks really pretty. And again, if you look at it to the side this way, it almost seems like that glows. I could probably add maybe one more over here. Or you could always give it a little bit of rounding if you needed to. And then with my white Jelly Roll pen, maybe I can give it just a little bit more of a textured highlight here. I think that would be pretty. And maybe just a couple of little dots here. Okay, so I hope you give this one a try, and I also hope that you check out the Art Journal bonus prompt 2526 and check out Lori June's channel. Again, at Sarcastically 60 something. She has a lot of fun art challenges and things that she shares, videos that she shares. So definitely recommend that. Thanks so much for watching, everyone. Take care. I will see you in the next one. Bye.